Teams aren't messing around when it comes to Gateway Dirt Nationals prep. We'll talk about that, plus an interesting addition to Ryan Gustin's car, regional late model and sprint car news, and we're going to give away some race tickets. Let's go. It's Tuesday, November 26th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. The Gateway Dirt Nationals Inside the Dome in St. Louis is next week, December 5th through the 7th. Late models, modifieds, and always plenty of bent sheet metal and bent feelings. If you cannot get to the Dome, FloRacing is the place to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week with live streaming coverage. You can watch from your desktop, mobile device, or connected TV. They're on Roku, Fire TV, Chromecast, Apple TV, plus Apple and Android devices. If you need a FloRacing subscription, click the links below or visit dirttracker.com/FloRacing. Now over to that giveaway I've been teasing the last few days. My friends at Flo are letting me give away 4 tickets to the Dome. You get all 3 days, plus passes to the VIP club section above turns 1 and 2. If you want to enter, I've created a simple Google form. Just drop in your email address, and that's it. You're entered to win. I will pick one of those emails as the winner and announce it on the show tomorrow. You can find that form at dirttracker.com/dome tickets. I will say, please only enter if you can actually attend the event, meaning you can get to St. Louis next week. Move quickly because you only have 24 hours to enter. Like I said, we're going to announce this tomorrow. We got to do this quick so we can make sure you have the tickets in time. So dirttracker.com/dome tickets to enter. dirttracker.com/FloRacing if you need a Flow subscription. Big thanks to my friends at FloRacing for letting me do this. Speaking of the Dome, it's pretty wild what this event has grown into. The track build actually started today and is ongoing as you watch this on Tuesday. But the teams, they've been deep into their Dome prep for weeks already, including coming up with special wraps and special merch and even testing. It was almost exactly 1 year ago that I was headed out to Millbridge Speedway here in North Carolina to see Brandon Sheppard test in advance of the Dome run last year. He and the Longhorn factory team with Randall Edwards and Kevin Rumley were working on setup stuff, and they needed the tight confines of Millbridge to do some tuning. The Gateway track is listed as 1/5 of a mile, and the 1/6 mile Millbridge is both close to Longhorn shop and a good measuring stick. And I'd say that test day paid off as B-Shep went on to win the Gateway Dirt Nationals last year. This testing culture that is pervasive in dirt late model racing is evident again this year in advance of the Dome, and yesterday it was Bobby Pierce sharing his prep. He took his Christmas-themed late model to Coles County to get his setup dialed in. Coles is even smaller than Millbridge, listed at 1/8 of a mile, but similarly is home to regular micro sprint action. Pierce's late model looked absolutely massive out there, but he did say that the track should host a summer nationals race in the future. That would be insane. Coles had even scheduled a Dome test day for this past weekend that, basically anybody could participate in, but they were rained out. Another micro track that's hosted some Dome testing is Doe Run in Missouri. I saw Silver Crown and modified racer Kyle Steffens posted a YouTube video of his session from there within the last day as well. Doe Run also sharing via social they can open their track any day for rental sessions leading into Gateway. The size of the Dome track and the conditions there, unlike any that most late model and modified guys see all season, so it's not shocking that teams are, able and looking for any practice they can get. One more Gateway paint scheme for you. How about this Scott Bloomquist tribute for Ryan Gustin and that Todd Cooney-owned machine? Very cool look for that car. Let me just point you towards one specific thing here. How about the addition of the Wells Motorsports logo to the door? That is new here. Several folks have talked about this car just becoming the Wells Infinity chassis sort of house car situation in the aftermath of the departure of Brandon Overton from Wells. This would certainly point to maybe a tightening relationship here. I don't know that we're going to get an announcement, but that's there are always signs. I mentioned on the show yesterday that the Bakersfield USAC Midget event scheduled for today was under threat because of weather. And before I could even get the show posted, they went ahead and just moved action to Wednesday. So no racing at Bakersfield tonight. They will try again tomorrow. We already know the schedules for the top 2 late model series for 2025. Now we're going to start to get looks at the regional stuff for next year. A lot of that I would expect to happen kind of around the PRI show in a few weeks. And one of those we're waiting on is Mars, with a significant part of their schedule is really centered around the Illinois racetracks. But Matt Curl, Jonathan Clayton, and the Mars folks will open their 2025 season in Iowa next year as they will sanction the Nippy 50 at Maquoketa that happens March 28th and 29th. This is going to be the second year of the event. It was unsanctioned in 2024. Ricky Thornton Jr. topped that one over Ryan Gustin and Brandon Sheppard. A lot of strong late models in that field as well. Friday next year will be $7,500 to win and $1,000 to start, and Saturday will be $15,000 to win and $2,000 to start. It's going to be a nice way to kick off the Mars year, and now obviously we'll have to wait for the rest of the schedule. Jason Fager, your Mars champion in 2024. In the South, it's already been a busy offseason for change with the regional late model series there. We know that Travis Scott and Kelly Carlton are starting up their Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series, and that Dwayne Keith is moving from the Southern All-Stars to become the series director for the Ultimate Super Late Model Series. And in recent days, the Southern All-Star Series has now come under new ownership with Ray Cook and a group of investors taking it over. The SIS will run something like 25 races next year. Cook is going to schedule those in between his spring and Southern Nationals tour. Cook acquired the SAS from a previous owner, Matt Wagner, who said in a release that he didn't have time to operate the tour any longer. It's going to be interesting to see how all of these series fit together next year in terms of schedules and drivers. There's obviously a lot of late models in the Southeast, but they will continue to have no lack of options for where to race. Couple of regional sprint car ride news items for you. It sounds like the DeWall 16 sprint car will have Riley Goodno in the seat next season at Huset's. Brooke Tatnell had been in this car, but he posted to Facebook last night that he's basically out, except for potentially a handful of races away from Huset's and Jackson. And the reason he's out is because the team is partnering with Goodno Motorsports going forward. Tatnell made 24 sprint car appearances this season with 7 top 10s. His best finish was a 7th place position that happened 4 times. No high limit races for Tatnell, but he did run with the Outlaws a few times. His best run was 15th at Cedar Lake. On the flip side, Goodno raced 62 times with 7 top 5s and 13 top 10s. He picked up a MOA win at Lincoln in August. Interesting note about that weekly championship at Huset's. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Nobody in the top 8 in weekly points had a track win in 2024. That feels like it's a stat that's probably not true at any other racetrack in the country. Besides a few races in the 16, Tatnell said he'll run a limited schedule in his own 14 and hope to build that out alongside helping his son Garrett get going in sprint cars. Also, the Matt McGarry-owned sprint car team based in Missouri will run weekly at Knoxville in 2025 with Kameron Key in the seat. McGarry fielded cars this past season with Key, Zach Dahm, and Kyle Bellum driving. He had 13 410 appearances in 2024, mostly between POWRi and MOA. He did race with High Limit at I-70 and Wheatland later in the year. 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and a POWRi win at Lake Ozark in August for Key. McGarry shared to social media they will also make select World of Outlaws and High Limit appearances, and that he hopes to fill in some other races with Dahm and Bellum driving. We'll call it good right there for today. Thanks as always for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.